Over time, the button pads on Gemmy items can fade to white after many years of pressing. Today I will be showing you how to replace this and make your item look new again. You're going to need scissors, a new button pad, a needle, some yellow thread, and a seam ripper. Pins are also optional. They can help you hold down the button pad while you're sewing it in, but this can be skipped. First, you're going to want to take your seam ripper and undo the thread that is holding down the old button pad. Begin by sliding your seam ripper inside one of the threads and ripping it. Repeat this for each thread. Once you have broken your stitches, you can then remove the old button pad. Typically these are glued, so I like to slide the seam ripper underneath the button pad to try and remove the glue. Afterwards, you should be able to grab a little bit and peel off. Now we're going to take a generous piece of yellow thread and thread our needle. I don't have an exact measurement for this, but you're going to want to make sure it's long enough so that you don't run out of thread along the way. This is the needle that I will be using today. I find that smaller needles work best for this. Go ahead and thread your needle, then tie a knot at the end. What I like to do to make sure I'm getting as much thread as possible is after my knot is tied, I grab my needle, insert it into the loop, and bring it all the way to the end, and keep tightening and repeating this until the knot is secure. Afterwards, with your scissor, go ahead and trim off any excess thread. Now take your replacement pad and position it on the spot where you will be attaching it. Using pins is entirely optional, but they can help hold the button pad in place while you are sewing it. Once the button pad is secured in place by the pins, you can go ahead and sew. I typically like to begin at the top, so I will start by making an incision. Tie a loop and thread your needle through the loop, and pull. This ties a knot down and serves the purpose of an anchor so that your thread won't come loose. Afterwards, go ahead and pull your thread vertically and see which hole that it falls closest to. I would say it's this one. So we are going to begin by sliding the needle through that hole. Then moving forward from here, this is going to be a simple backstitching technique. I am going to insert my needle in the hole directly behind the hole where my thread is poking out of. And then I am going to bisect that thread and bring it out in the spot where this other hole is, directly in front of my thread. Then simply pull. After pulling all the way, your needle should come out in the spot where the other hole is. Go ahead and insert your needle into the hole. After pulling your thread all the way through, you will now insert it into the hole where your thread came out of originally. Now insert your needle into the skin and come out in the spot next to the other hole, bisecting the hole where your thread just came out from. Once your thread came through, go ahead and put it in the hole. And then move backwards. As you can see, the stitches are now starting to appear. Go ahead and repeat the backstitching technique until you make it to the end. Now made it to the very end, so we are going to be inserting our needle back into the button pad one more time, holding all the way, and we are going to end just how we started. Make a tiny little incision in the skin, try to make it as close to the button pad as you possibly can. Make a loop, thread the needle through the loop, and pull. Now go ahead and take your scissors and snip the excess. And here's the finished product. I now have a nicely sewn button pad that makes my item look new again. I hope that my video served its purpose and either helped you learn something new or provided you with entertainment today. Thank you all for voting in my poll and for your time, and I look forward to creating and sharing more content in the future.